Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. As usual, my name is Sad Basim. I'm from Just One Dime Coach and Retail and Online Arbitrage and Private Label. And also, I have along side of me is Mr. Alan Arizar. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm very good, man. We're here. I'm very excited about today's topic. So today, guys, we'll be talking about how to get approved to sell restricted products on Amazon. We're going to be able to give you a little simple formula. It's very simple. We're just going to have few uh, slides that we're going to explain, and after that, we're going to take every question that you have. So before we begin, guys, please let us know if you hear us and see us well. If you see both of us very well, and then we'll begin. Besides that, Mr. Allen, how is everything with your sales? How your stores? How is everything, man? Oh, Alan left and Alan just came back. So, Alan, I was just asking, brother, how was your week? How was your sales? Are you ready for Christmas? Are you ready for Q4? Everything is set.
We're getting started for getting ready for Christmas and also getting ready for a big hurricane that we're gonna have here just north of Georgia. So it's been raining and it's been kind of windy the last couple of days, but we're good. Hopefully, we're not gonna get the big of the storm. It's gonna hit North Carolina and Virginia, which is a little bit up north, but yeah, we're doing great here.
You know what? That's a great thing that you mentioned. Is really the hurricane that's hitting the East Coast. My prayers goes to all the people in this South and North Carolina and everyone. All the areas are being affected. So you know what? Just be prepared. And if they ask you to evacuate, evacuate, guys. It's not worth it. And everything will stay. When you come back, you'll be able to solve everything. So easier said than done. But really, my prayers and all our prayers goes with you guys. And you too, I know is in Georgia is not hitting as much, but there's those areas that in Carolinas are really big. So I really hope everything goes well. You know what? Let's see if everyone is okay. That's perfect. Everyone is there. Everyone's cool. So it's awesome. So let's just welcome a few people here. So I would like to see Fisher. What's up, brother? We have Stacy. We have the young kicks. That's nice. Um, my Y Chan. So everyone's here. So already, you know what, guys? Let's go ahead and um, keep going. So let me know, guys, if you see my screen. And, give me a second. Do you see my screen, brother?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So present and let's do it. So, guys, as we were saying before, we'll be talking today about how to get approved to sell restricted product on Amazon and how to be able to know them. So, we're going to give you a really brief presentation. So now we have why am I restricted to sell certain brand? There's multiple reasons. The first one is every new Amazon seller has to start building their sales history. The sales history are very important to be able to build your relationship between you and Amazon. So the sales is just a presentation of how you treat Amazon customers, how you treat, how you take care of your inventory, how the condition of your products are being. So once you establish that, then Amazon will be able to give you a little bit of freedom. Will be able to give you a little bit, will unrestrict you on or ungate you on specific categories or brands. At the same time, the more you sell product that are not restricted, the more Amazon will start opening other products. So basically, just keep working on the products that you can sell, on the ones that you're allowed to sell, and eventually you'll be able to get unrestricted. Um, Now, what kind of restrictions will I find on Amazon as a seller? There's multiple kinds and types of restrictions, so we're going to mention them today. So the first one is going to be brand restriction. So brand restriction goes like, for example, I you can sell in the category of clothing, but you cannot sell the brand Nike or Reebok or Puma or whatever it is. Home and Kitchen, for example, you cannot sell Kitchen Aid or whatever big brands that are out there. Now, categories. So it's basically you're restricted in a category, meaning you cannot sell in a specific category. For example, let's say automotive or health and beauty or any other categories. Now, recent, I mean, it's been now for a few months. Is basically most of the categories are ungated, but there's small steps that you can actually take to be able to get ungated. But at a sub level, which is the subcategory restrictions, at a sub level of a category, yes, you will be restricted. So, for example, let's say baby, we have baby is ungated category, but actually the subcategories of it, for example, baby feeding supplies is actually gated. If you have health and beauty, for example, topical, anything with a cream is restricted, or supplement are restricted. So you need to get approved into it. So at the category level, you can, but subcategory, you wouldn't be able to. Now, the other thing, you have some ASIN restrictions. There's some ASINs that you're actually not able to sell because specific, if some reason, whether is the brand owner or the ASIN itself, you're not gonna able to sell because they're not allowing it. Or actually, when you do a lot of wholesale and stuff like that, you will see some category, some products only Amazon have exclusivity to sell that specific product, so you won't be able to sell it. So now let me recap. So we have brand restrictions, the category, subcategory, and ASIN restrictions. That's all what you're gonna face, the 4 kind. Now, the steps to get approval and how do you know it? So basically, when you go and add a product, so you go to your Seller Central, go to inventory, add a product. Once you get there, you'll be able to add your ASIN. That's one way, doing it through the Seller Central, or you can do it through your app. Either or is going to give you this notification here. If it tells you request approval, that means you are not approved. That means you cannot sell it, but you have to try to request the approval for it. Once you do that step, this is basically just verifying if you can sell the product. The next one, once you click that button, it will be able to bring you to the next page, which is going to tell you, yes, you're being approved or not approved. If you're approved, it's going to tell you, congratulations, you've been approved. It's awesome. The other way, if you cannot sell it, he's going to tell, sorry, please provide few receipts or few invoices from that manufacturer or letter from the manufacturer to say, yes, you're allowed to sell that product. And after that, step 3, if you get approved, then you can sell the product. If not, then apply again in a few months if you don't get approved. So if you don't get approved, it doesn't mean that's it. You're not gonna be able to sell these products anymore. No, you'll be able to do it, but it will take more time. That means give it another few months until your seller feedback gets better, until your sales history gets better, until you get more reviews. You'll be able to get approved eventually. So we will have, guys, a free list of 50 brands, categories, and ASIN that you can request for approval. So we're gonna have a list of few ASINs that Alan and I, we tested. Is basically you go to the ASIN and most likely you get approved. It's not 100%, but hey, it's a start. So now, guys, which as I said, is very small slide. So now we're going to be able to take your questions and we'll give you our answers. So, do you see me, Alan, brother?
Yes, I can.
All right.
And also, I mentioned something on the list of ASINs that we're gonna give you, or brands. Depending on how new is your account, or how many sales you have on your sales history, you might be able to get a lot of them approved. But if you don't get a lot of them approved today, just focus on getting some other products and start selling other products, and then try again in a few months. Get the list back out, start going through all of these ASINs and brands, and just apply again. Amazon doesn't give you, you don't get in trouble if you apply, many times for one category. It only depends on, what's your sales history, your metrics, and depending on that, Amazon is going to start auto approving some of those.
You mentioned something very important here is basically build your stock and keep selling no matter what. Just build that relationship, and eventually you will be able to get approved. A lot of people, even us, when we started, we were so eager to say, "Hey, no, we have to get approved in this category. It's not worth it. It's not working." No, is actually was very limited thinking. We just needed to get out of it and sell what we can, and then slowly you're going to be taken care of. We have a lot of people, a lot of our students in Just One Dime arbitrage and online arbitrage, people who actually start from nothing and weren't able to sell anything, but slowly they started selling Nike, Reebok, Adidas, Disney, you name it, they were able to do it. It was just a game of patience and have the support system to be able to help you through and guide you through the right steps to do along your business. So that's been said, let's go ahead, guys. Let's answer some questions of yours and let us know if that was valuable. Anything you have, please shoot it, and we're here to answer it. So we have the Young Kick says, I'm interested in selling perfume, but it's restricted. Yes, that's exactly what we're saying. That's why you have to build your history and slowly be able to sell it. Perfumes is something that goes in the body and have a little bit more rules. So I would just keep going at it, man. Keep going selling products and slowly be able to get it. If you're able to get a letter from a manufacturer or an authorized distributor, it might work, and that you might get ungated in that. So you can try that as well.
Yeah, I was gonna recommend if you're doing just regular arbitrage, it probably is not worth to do all the go through all the trouble of getting letters and all of that and applying for authorized distributors. But if that's the niche that you want to sell in, and maybe eventually have your own brand and things like that, but you want to start doing some wholesale or just arbitrage on that specific category, it might be worth to get in contact with distributors that sell on Amazon, or that can sell you and give you these letters of authorization. Get your accounts there and start buying from them. Most of them are going to ask you to buy wholesale, or not just a few units. But if it's something that you want to focus on, maybe it's worth to try to do it, and then start selling. Start getting approved on Amazon.
That's a very great point. If you really want to get the same product and keep selling over like wholesale, yes, you will get approved. And as you said, associate with which is the minimum order. Usually they have like $500 minimum to be able to order from them. So you have to put that in consideration as well. But if you find a very good product and sells a lot, low competition, wholesale is really great. Now, Jose says, be safe. I'm in Florida, so I know. Yeah, my prayers goes to all of them, guys. Paul, what's up, Paul? Rebecca. Hi, everyone from Miami. We just came back from Miami. It was really awesome, but hot. Dennis says, hi, Sad and Alan. How would you get ungated for books that are restricted? I don't know.
It's gonna be the same process. Again, if you're just doing books like arbitrage and just finding maybe used books or things like that, the amount of work that you have to do to be able to get accounts set up with distributors and letters of authorization that Amazon wants. It's probably not worth, but it's not worth it. But if you're gonna be selling only on that department, maybe you wanna take the time and do all of that work. We recommend for just a regular arbitrage where our strategy is buying 2 or 3 units of something that is selling very fast, with low ranks. We just skip those. Even things with batteries now, we're just skipping those because they're going to ask you to do so many things before they allow you to sell those kind of products. But if you're planning to just do books and you want to be able to find books with good ranks and high margins, maybe you want to do get in contact with these companies and get approved with them.
Yes, absolutely. Med says, hey, bro, love your content. Big salute from Morocco. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you actually like the content. Paul says, will this apply? Will this not apply for us in the UK? Actually, Paul, I'm from Canada, and I know from Canada is very open. We have a lot of cars that are ungated, and a lot of brands that are very easy to sell in. They're not restricted. For example, people who sell in Canada will be able to sell Puma, Nike, way much easier than the US. They're actually, most of the accounts are open for them. Do not quote me on that, but I know most people that I know, they're open for them to be able to sell. They're encouraging people to sell in those platforms, whether Canada, whether UK, because they have less demand than the US. But the US, they can be picky. Amazon can be picky, says, hey, I'm just going to limit only the experienced sellers to be able to sell. But for the Canada and UK, no, it's a different story. They open it everyone. But I believe later on, once they get people in and get a lot of sellers, the demand starts going up, the e-commerce becomes very popular in these marketplaces. I think they will get restrictions. It's the same footsteps as US marketplace. Aaron says 65 watching and only 6 like. Smash that like button, everybody. This is amazing value. Thank you so much, Aaron. Really, guys, if you really like information, hit the like button. Subscribe, and let us know if you have any subject that you would like us to cover for next time. Now we have what's up from Sad and Sandy. What's up, Sad and Sandy? Guys, I just want to mention that a little bit. Sad and Sandy, they are one of our members in Just One Dime and retail, and not retail, sorry, in private label, and they've been killing it. I would really recommend you watch last week episode with Sad and Sandy. It's an interview between Seth. He interviewed Sad and Sandy. They actually reached up to almost $13,000 a month. So I should really watch it and learn from them. They did mistakes along the way, but they really kept going on it, and they succeeded. So hi to them, and guys, just keep doing it.
Yeah,
yes, sorry, what do you say, brother?
I said congratulations.
Yeah, very inspirational, guys, for people who want to start, and this thing works, and you just keep going at it. Just do it. Become like a Nike commercial. Just do it. Now Chan says, very glad I started RAOA with GOD before I launched my private label. I built it up, my seller history rating, and definitely helping with private label now. Thanks, guys. Awesome news. RAOA is a great start. Alan and I also, we did the same thing. We started retail arbitrage, and it was so easier for us to get a private label because we were very familiar with the system, familiar with Amazon customer service, familiar with the product categories, returns, you name it. We get used to it because of retail and online arbitrage. We have a question. He says, is there a way to request approval through the app? No.
Through the Amazon seller app, you're gonna be able only to see if you're restricted. If you're using other like third-party apps like Spotify or other apps, they have an option to get approval. But basically, they're gonna assign you into your Seller Central on your phone, and you're gonna be able to do that. So you can do if you're using only the Amazon seller app and you see that you're restricted, just go to your Chrome browser. Log into your Seller Central and do the application through there.
I get sometimes like that, a product that, hey, I cannot do them online. I just go to the Chrome and I just put it in. I get approved right away, because sometimes you get good deals like, oh, I have to wait until I go home. A very good point. Jose says, what are the best settings strategy for tactical arbitrage? Jose, I personally don't use tactical arbitrage, but Alan, I know you have used it in the past a bit. If you have a specific strategy or no?
Not really. I've used it, and I know how to do all the settings, but with tactical arbitrage you have to scan a lot of products. So it's you kind of have to find the settings that work for you. For me, low ranks and high margins is very hard to find. So I usually try to have a higher rank, value, and a higher, a lower ROI, so I can find a lot of products, and then I just analyze one by one and trying to find out, if I can find other, products to that way. But there's no specific settings. I always change the settings when I'm looking and sourcing.
I mean, that's the way you have to do it. I do use tactical arbitrage, but I use a lot of softwares for private label, finding products and stuff like that. I do everything going retail instead of online for the online arbitrage. But for softwares, usually it's the same thing. You have to change the settings, change it, keep changing until you find different things. Like the same thing, I don't know, how many sellers, the sale price, brands, whatever you want. You have to just ROI. And if you're happy with $8, so why not? If you're happy with $10 or $5 or $2. And why I'm saying this, because we know one of our students actually, she in the beginning didn't have the capital to be able to do it. So what she wanted to do, just to be able to build her relationship with Amazon, was buying a product very cheap and just selling them at 50 cents of profit. just to be able to build this history. And once she did that, actually, she started getting approved in Nike, Reebok, and everything that she wanted, which was very close by. She had the stores close by. She had a source that be able to give her a Nike and all the stuff for cheap. And that's why she worked towards that. She knew the bigger picture. So guys, in the beginning, even if you had to do that and make a little bit of money to learn everything, it's the best learning experience. Now we have a question from Nas Khan. Says, hi Sad, a quick question. If I want to do OA and I purchase my product online and send it, which Amazon address do I select? Because there are different Amazon centers in different places. Nas Khan, this is a good question. You don't send the products directly to Amazon like yourself, especially when doing online arbitrage. You have to send them to a prep center. They'll be able to prep your orders. And once you create your shipping plan, you'll be able to send it to the address that Amazon give you. So you cannot dictate yourself, hey, I'm close to Texas, I can sell to a Dallas one. No, it doesn't work that way. Amazon has to tell you where to send the products, because there's some products that have a good demand in California, not very good demand in Dallas. So if you send in Dallas, they're not going to be able to get the same attention. So that's why they have their own algorithm, their own shipping plans, that you have to send it to the one that they decide. What's the Amazon address for USA? Why me? Why me? Basically, what's the Amazon address for US is, I don't know if you're talking, I don't know if it's the same question as Nas Khan, which is I just covered. But if you're talking for primary quotation for private label, I actually just give them the Dallas one, because all my products go to the Dallas. So I just go Amazon Fulfillment Center, Dallas. I get the address, I give it to them, and they give me a quote according to that. Now, Alan says, Izza says, hi guys, when do I need to check for ASIN number before talking with suppliers?
Go
ahead.
When you talk about private label?
I think she's just talking about if she find out. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, I think, when do I need to check for ASIN number? Yeah, so I think she's talking about any products that, for example, Ellen, that she's not sure if she's able to sell that product in a private label. Let's say she wants to get a product in, but she doesn't know if she's able to sell in that specific category. What can she do to be able to prevent it?
If you're trying to create a listing on your account, you can just contact Amazon and ask them. You can give them an ASIN of a competitor and tell them, I'm trying to sell this item on Amazon, or I'm planning to sell this item on Amazon. Is there anything that I should know, or am I restricted or something that you can check for me? They will check that product, and if everything is good, they will let you know, so you can create the listing on your account. Now, you want to do that before you talk to suppliers. That way, you know that you have created a listing and everything is good on the Amazon side. So I would just call Amazon and check with them with a competitor's ASIN.
This is a very great advice, Alan. I think you're spot on. I think call them or email them, as you said, is basically just to make sure that if you have any restrictions on that specific subcategory or ASIN or anything that you're going to sell. At the same time, I would also do one thing. I started doing it now a little bit recently, is basically I will create my listing before I even contact suppliers, especially like now I'm getting into a niche which is basically in supplements, and I'm worried about it. I'm not sure if I'm able to sell it or not. So what I did, I created my listing from the beginning. Okay, it's been a month just to make sure if there's anything will trigger Amazon algorithm saying, hey, you cannot sell this product because you need this hazmat or need FDA approval, you need something. So at least I'd be prepared before I contact my supplier. So you can do that as well, and see if there's any restrictions. But creating an email or calling them also will give you a better idea. I'm gonna I'm gonna butcher that name. Yadzok Fisher says, I want to build a watch brand name company. Can you explain me how I get the best company and price? I do not understand the question, Fisher. If you can elaborate a little bit more and leave the comment again, I will be able to get to it. So I'm going to go to the next question. It says, Corey, hey guys, if I have a new product idea that isn't being sold on Amazon but falls under the category of cell phone accessory, can it still be restricted?
No, cell phone accessories is not restricted. What you want to do is you want to analyze items that are similar to what you're trying to sell. Make sure there's a market and it's not too competitive, because if you cannot analyze numbers on a product that you want to sell on Amazon, you're pretty much blind. So you don't have any information. So you want to get as close as possible to the product that you want to sell, to be able to know, okay, is this a market that I should get in because I can compete with the other sellers, or is this a market that I don't want to get in because it's too competitive? So you always want to have that information before you even decide if you want to sell that product on Amazon.
Calvin says, once I'm unrestricted to sell a brand, can I create my own bundle pack and make my own listing? Calvin, yes, you can do it for sure, and that's a good point. Actually, you do not. For example, if you're restricted in Nike, you cannot go create another listing and say I can sell Nike in different category. Doesn't work that way, so do not do it. But I like that. Yes, if you are um, ungated, unrestricted, you'll be able to build a bundle with the same brand and add few things to it. Bundling is very good way, but us, we recommend all the time that have a listing that already have existing PSR, have an existing sales history, that you be able to sell on it, and right away you start selling. Otherwise, we start bundling. If you're really confident of it, usually I see bundling, especially in seasonal product like Thanksgiving, Valentine, Halloween, whatever. You can do that is really easier. But you have to know that you have to start ranking for keywords. You have to do your listing optimization. You have to run with PPC to be able to show up. So we don't recommend it. But if you can do it, yes, I know a lot of people making a lot of money. Now, Nat says, also, how would Amazon know the products are coming from me, as it will go from the retail I send it from?
No, if it's arbitrage, you usually are going to send it to a prep center. The prep center receives the product for you. You will give him either access to your account, or you will send them the labels that they have to put and cover the UPC codes on the product. That way, Amazon knows, they can scan and know, which account to assign that product to. So you have to do all that prep before you ship it to Amazon. That's usually what we do.
Um, Hi, what about sexual wellness products? Yes, but I'm not familiar with it, honestly, and I don't do private label sexual wellness because some issues with keywords optimization. You cannot do it. The same thing with running PPC. It's very specific for specific audience. If you do it right, you should be able to do well. If you use outside traffic, you might have a good success, but I do not recommend it as a beginner product. Um, Anya says, how to get approved to sell? How long would it take to get approved to sell Nike and Puma? That's all depends on your sales. It depends on how long you're selling. How is the relationship with Amazon? So nobody can tell you that. Um, Now we have, this is the opposite issue than selling restricted product. We have a product we manufactured, and we don't want any other sellers to sell it. How do we restrict it? Bob Shoe is basically, this is a little bit very hard to do, especially like if you get a brand registry for that specific brand, you might be able to have another layer of protection that no other people can sell it, but it's not guaranteed. The second one is going to be able to get brand gated, which is hard to do. You have to convince the South Central Amazon that, hey, I'm getting a lot of hijackers on my product. I want to make sure that the product quality doesn't go low. I want to make sure I offer the best customer experience to Amazon clients. And you keep just talking about the best things. You don't want anybody else to sell a less quality product, but it's still hard. Um, there's another program now is actually released by Amazon. I forgot the name of it. It's basically, I forgot the name of it. It's basically they're gonna give you a specific ASIN for each product that you have, or UPC code that nobody else can sell this product, and will be right away unless they have that specific code. Even if the same item, but if SKU is different or the code is different, they won't be able to do it. Transparency program, I think they call it transparency program, I believe. Check this out.
And Saad, with the brand registry 2.0, are you able to say these items once you're approved? Are you able to say these items, these products that I sell, nobody else can sell them, and if somebody wants to sell it, they have to request approval?
This is only for transparency program that they
Only on
did.
the
Because
transparency
even with
program.
2.0, there's no layer of protection on it yet.
Got
You
it.
know, but hey, enhanced brand content and brand registries. I'm sorry, brand registry is going in a very good way. It's basically having videos. You're gonna have optimizing. It's gonna protect the Amazon, but you actually very easy for you to kick any hijackers when you have brand registry. But people can hijack you, but you can be able to kick them out from your listing very easily. So that's advantage.
Got it.
So yeah. Now, I hope that was helpful, guys. So Nando says, just came from a Spanish version of that topic. My question didn't get answered. How much to start the course, and can I pay using PayPal?
You can find the information on justonedime.com/arbitrage. We have
Okay.
all the
Yeah. Just go to justonedime.com/arbitrage. You'll be able to find it. If you're an existing member of private label of Just One Dime, you will get a discount. So if you're a member, especially for private label or any other course that we have, you will get a special on the Just One Dime.
Yeah.
Now we have Full of Treasure says, new watcher to send to Canada. Is it the same way as USA? I'm a seller in the US market. I want to try to send merchandise to Canada. Is it the same way? Yes, it's the same way, but you need to consider your shipping cost is going to be expensive to ship product from US to Canada, and also you have customs. So you need to make sure you're very good at this. So I usually just recommend you buy from the same country and sell within the same country, unless you get very specific product like limited edition, Nintendo limited edition product, or you have this brand new, the new Hatchimal, and nobody has it in Canada, and you can be able to do it. Like I did the same thing with this furry toy. Basically, I couldn't find it anywhere. My kid wanted it. I ordered from Target, and I ordered many of them, and I start selling them also in the U.S. market. But I buy them for 20. They costing me around $40 to get it here, each one of them, and I was able to sell it for $80. So made sense, but it's very specific situations. We are still crushing it with our arbitrage program due to. Okay, sorry. Tamara says we are still crushing it with our arbitrage program due to this program moving to private label and heading to China with Seth on Saturday.
That's awesome.
Yes, Tamara. So I'll see you there, Tamara. I'm going to be leaving also to China on Friday. I'm going to see you all guys there. Hopefully, it's going to be awesome. And I'm glad that you're actually doing arbitrage, and I'll meet you there, and we can talk a little bit more and see how we'll be able to get you start right away in a private label. Tamara says, I'm still struggling to get ungated for products, though. How do you get by requirement for a wholesale receipt when you shop primarily retail? That's what Ellen was just mentioning. You have to understand, if you do a wholesale, you have to have a minimum order, 500 units, depending on each supplier or distributor. You need to open. You need to open. What's called that? Oh my God, I'm blanking. So basically, to get a wholesale account, yes, to get a wholesale account from them, you have to have a reseller permit. Once you do that, you'll be able to ask for the product list from them. You get the product list. It's an Excel sheet full of products. I just get one with 11,000 products. You go through them, you see which one is good, and then you order from them. You order around 500 units. So, and then you take the invoice, or take whatever they give you, a letter from them that they're being authorized, submit it to Amazon, and you'll be able to get ungated. But sometimes for hard products, like for example Nike and stuff, is gonna be a little bit harder to be able to get a wholesale account with the company, anyways. But yes, you can do it. Also search authorized distributors for that specific product on Google, and you will find some of them and try them out. Hog says, my product says currently unavailable, and the statue is active. Why? What do you think about that? So basically, someone They have their product, says currently unavailable, but on the thing saying is active.
You might want to double check the FBA. You see when you go to inventory, there's inventory and then manage FBA inventory, and then if you go there, you should be able to see what is the status of the item. Even if it says active, it might be it might be still processing or something. So you can double check there and see what's the status of it. Sometimes they sometimes when it says currently unavailable, it might be because they're just finishing processing or things like that.
Exactly. It could be a processing, could be changing from one warehouse to another, being a transfer or being on hold a bit. So your product itself is being on hold. So it's become unavailable, but the listing is active, but you'll be able to get it as soon as one of those things, whether it's a payment pending, whether it's being transferred to another place, or is being processed. Michelle, what's up, Michelle? Michelle, she's an awesome. What's up? Michelle, she's one of our student in the retail arbitrage and private label. She says every piece of advice from the two of you regarding RAOA has been spot on. Grateful for GS1 Dime. Thank you so much, Michelle. Then we have Paul says, question: if you don't use tactical arbitrage, what source of software do you both use? I'm still going old school. I'm gonna say I go old school, and then I'm gonna let Alan say I go old school. I just go to the stores and keep doing it. I look through flyers. I look through the new trendy stuff. My strategy has been changed anyways. I'm getting products that are more expensive with a higher profit margin, so I'm able to source them more carefully and have the time to do it. But Alan, what do you use, brother? Your instinct?
We do most of the stuff manually, and we use other people, VAs, virtual assistants, to help us kind of get more products or find more products. It's very hard to do software for me because I haven't been able to master, how to find products using software. So we just keep doing it manually. And manually keeps working very good for us.
That's a great thing because Alan, I forgot even to mention it, brother. Yes, because I use only the lead list that you generate with the VAs. So we have a lead list service with VAs. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we give 10 units each. And each list we have only limited to 25 people. So like this, we increase the chance of people to be able to launch the product and get it sold. So that's what I use. So guys, if you need any help with that, we have it. We have the link in the bottom. You can go ahead and check it and see the lead list. It's a really good thing, and we have a lot of people having a lot of good success with the lead list. Now, other thing we have, Betty says, thank you so much, guys, for helping us with our business. We're very glad. Corey says, thanks, Alan. So Petty has a question, says, I have created a custom bundle with my UPC code, but I have so much trouble complete the listing. Is it hard to get ungated in topical? Weight and measurement killing me. Okay. Now, UPC code, you cannot buy them from eBay anymore. Anything that's going to work, they're going to be flagged. I still do bundles. For my private label, I started using GS1 actually now. But before, I would use Nationwide Barcode. And actually, they still work on the regular wholesalers or bundles. So you can use that. That's one. Maybe it can be UPC code issue. The second one, ungated topical is very hard. It's really hard. There's people who are paying $5,000, $10,000 just to be able to get it. I'm very glad I was one of the guys I'm one of the guys also, Alan, is actually ungated and topical already because of the history that we have with Amazon. So that's what it is. I'm actually I always say do not sell supplement and vitamins and stuff like that. But I'm going to be launching a new brand with supplements. So let's see how that goes. So Mike says, Mike Vincent, what's up, Mike? Mike is an awesome guy. He's one of our student in private label. He says, hey guys, private label, Mike Vincent here. What's up? Where do we get ASIN number? I know this has been covered many times. Sorry.
You get the UPC code.
Where do we get ASIN number? So I think he's talking about the ASIN code is in the listing at the bottom. After the description, there is one. or you're gonna find it on the link on the top. You're gonna on the link, the URL link, you will have DP, and then there's a number B0 something. That will be your ASIN.
And he might be talking also about a UPC code. So
Oh, maybe yeah, you're right.
yeah. So you're using GS1 now.
Yes, I use GS1 now.
Yeah.
So just go to GS1, go to the country that you're in, whether Canada, UK, whatever it is universal anyways. So register, sign up. I paid $150 for 10 codes, and then maintenance fee is $50 per year. Now, I paid $150 Canadian. I know in the US they pay $150 US. So the US is more stronger. So I kind of saved. But yeah, they work. Yeah, my kid is screaming. See, that's what happens. So she's like, "Don't leave to China, Daddy. Stay with us." But no, I have to. MK says, "You must be a brand to enroll in transparency." Yes. Stacy says, "How do you request approval for category?" Is the same way that we showed you. It's going to tell you if you're restricted in a brand or restricted in a category. And when you press it, first of all, if you're not approved in category, it's going to tell you, okay, let's apply for a category. Okay, check. Then the brand level, and then check. If you don't get approved in the category, you're not going to get approved in the brand because the category is the main one. No, Alan question says, branded product and unused but plastic package does not look good. Can we sell it as a new? Does not
No,
look.
if it's open, if it's being open, you cannot sell it as new. So you have to put it as used. And if the package doesn't look good, you want to put it maybe as used, because you have to think about the experience that the buyer is going to have. Even if it's a brand new item, but the box is all messed up, they're not going to like it. They're probably going to return it, or they're going to complain that that wasn't a brand new item. So you want to make sure that all of your items look good, the packaging looks good, and otherwise you can put, it's a used item but in as brand new condition, and that will save you a little bit more for you in the long run.
And also, I would highly recommend, especially when you do ballots, and there's a lot of product, even shelf pulls, or they are actually returns. Make sure that you check in Amazon, go to the help section, and there is what categorized as unused a product, and they have, hey, okay, used like new, or used like barely used, or whatever. They have a lot of criteria. Just go through them, and they explain exactly what they mean by it. Even if the packaging is squished or whatever, it's still going to be look like used but like brand new. So I will check that for sure to get better explanation. Joyce says, I found distributor for some of my products, but they can only provide me with MSDS because they don't provide SEO or GMP. Will this work for ungating category or brands? No, it has to be an invoice. MSDS is for hazmat, more like it. That has nothing to do. Has to be the address of the distributor has to be there. Their website, their full address, exactly what it is. Okay, and they have a valid website that they can check. And you also the same information that you have in your Seller Central has to match exactly to it. So from the address and to you, and has to be exactly the same. Trust me, I know maybe I'm repeating that so many times, but trust me, for a small letter or a capital letter, they will reject you. So make sure you do it right from the beginning. How do I find those suppliers? You can find them through Google if you want. We're actually coming up with, hopefully soon, I don't know, but sooner, we're working on a nice wholesale course that's going to come out. Is going to have all the information you need, all the vetted suppliers and everything, but we want to make sure it's 100%. Now, Regina says, this has been very helpful, and over time of selling these open up little by little event for categories that I didn't expect. Patience is important. Yes, patience, it's the whole business. You have to be patient, guys. But know you're building a business, you're not selling products. Once you know that, you're building a business, a brand, you're building something that you can give give to your kids later on, and you build it nicely, is going to be just a generating machine. And there's a lot of ways. Don't think that, oh, if I'm doing this business, that means I have to do the work all the time. No, in the beginning you're going to do it, but later on you'll be able to source a lot of it. So just stick to it. Trust me, if Alan and I, we didn't stick to it, wouldn't be where we are today, wouldn't be able to get into multiple ventures. Alan, are you ready for another question?
Yeah, man.
So Christian says, my product are selling well on other platforms and just getting into Amazon. Can you get brand registered on Amazon if you don't have sales history but have product and trademark already?
I think you can, man. I wouldn't see any problem because Amazon doesn't approve based on your sales history. It approves based on you have a trademark, and you know, as long as you can provide all the documentation they need when you apply to register, you shouldn't have any problems, even if you're a brand new seller. So that's good. That's a very good thing that you have everything already because you're selling on other platforms, and just adding your products to Amazon will be a very good increase on sales, I think.
This is exactly right. If you have the trademark and everything, you'll be able to do it. Has nothing to do with sales history and gaining categories. So you'll be able to, even if you didn't. I mean, we were talking about this, guys. If instead of going to do the hassle with suppliers, getting invoices, everything, you can do it by just being patient and keep going with building your history. But if you're able to have all this context, you'll be able to get approved right away. You know, if you want it, you know. But it makes it easier if you have your relationship correct with Amazon. Betty, actually, I understand your problem. The listing that you have issues creating, actually, the past 2 days, I'm trying to list a new product. I wasn't able to. And there was a bug in the system. So I called Amazon, and Amazon says, yeah, they had an issue. And actually, only yesterday I created and was able to list it. So check this out too.
Now that you mention it, I have a lot of products that I've had on my account, and now a lot of them have and I have to check what it is, but I have quality message quality.
Yes.
So maybe yeah, they probably had some kind of bug or issue with the system.
The quality alert is happening now a lot because of the main images. So check your main image if it has any text. I know if they have some text in them, the main image, yes, they give you the quality alert. Just try to upload another picture and save. You should be fine. If I actually have one product that one of my clients that I'm dealing with, we still have this text, but actually we're still able to sell even we have a quality alert. So Amazon is slowly starting enforcing the rules that they had for years and years, and they're still enforcing them slowly.
That's what I was saying. They're catching up. They're catching up with a lot of products.
Yeah, they're like, now that's it. We gotta squeeze you. Yesterday I saw an article. Basically, Amazon owns 49% of the whole e-commerce business. So every time you spend $1, almost 50 cents or 49 cents of it for Mr. Jeff Bezos. So just keep that in mind. And that's only in the beginning. And by the way, it's now the right time to join anything, whether retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, or you're doing private label, or whatever you want, is the time now for e-commerce. Why? Because only e-commerce counts only 5% of the whole retail. So imagine what kind of growth we're going to have. It's going to be huge. And all the e-commerce is going to go up. Every e-commerce is going to go up. We're the best now, the best time. Slowly, if you start from now and learn it, you're going to be in really, really good shape. So, guys, focus on that. I know we have a few minutes extra, so I just would like to answer a few questions before we call it a day. I created a product, was selling well. I got only 500 pieces right. After another seller created a similar product as mine, but he ordered a bunch and he put cheaper price than mine. How I can solve the problem? Should I go with a different product? I'll give you my answer. First of all, ordering more is very good for holding up your ranking. Okay, so if you have a good product and you have many products, you'll be able to lower your price and launch the product at a lower price, break even, or $2 more than the break even, and start getting sales just to be able to keep your rank. Now, when that's only strategy in the beginning. So once you start ranking, then you start raising the price slowly, slowly, slowly to be able to maintain it. Now, if you have another competitor who's doing the same thing and now you're in the restock, I would modify the product a little bit more, because now you know exactly what he's doing. You can add a little bit extra to this product, modify the quality, add a different tool, or bundle it with something else very cheap to increase the value. Once you increase the value, now you're better than him. The most important thing in Amazon business is something called unit session percentage, or conversion, in other words. So even if this guy goes to the ranking to the top, let's say he's in the top 10, and then he starts raising the price and he starts falling, that's because there's something, people are going to his listing and they're not able to like it. Maybe images, maybe the keywords are not good, maybe the quality is not great, maybe it didn't show the features that people want to see. So that's your way to shine, to make sure that you have optimized listing, you have a very good images that include. So if you have any conversion rate over 10%, that's when you actually be able to hold your ranking or your position ranking for keywords. That's why a lot of services or a lot of people, when they launch products, they go to the first page and then they fall because they're not able to hold their own weight with the organic sales, organic sales. So that's why they drop. But if you go there and you actually be able to handle it because you have very good product, very good appealing listing, and beautiful product, people love it, correct price, they will buy it and you'll be able to maintain it. So I don't think you should do it if it was selling very well and everything was fine. I would think I would just tweak it, and you compete on value, not on price. Doesn't mean he has lower price. That means he can compete with you. I know it was longer talk, but hey, let's take one more question. Let's say Timothy says, what do you do when a product you buy in stores has a UPC that matches the incorrect listing? This happened for a video game I bought recently. The listing was for Xbox One. UPC on the game was Xbox 360.
Usually, what you want to do is if you catch those errors, you want to find the exact async number for that product, and then use the async to add it to your inventory. That way you get you get the correct item. That just happened to me this week. I purchased two products, but one was black and the other one was pink. But every time I scanned the pink one, that was the async for the black, and so they were switch. So all I did was, when I scanned the pink one, it gave me the async for the black one. So I put the order for the black one, and then I did the reverse. But you wanna double check, especially for those kind of items. You wanna double check and use the right async to add it to inventory. That way you don't have a customer at the end complaining or just returning it because it's for a different console.
Yeah, that's very great thing. Usually also I use sometimes the visual recognition photo thing. If I see the same thing, it should be fine. But yeah, has to match. Everything has to match, guys. You have to make sure about that. UPC code, the product, with everything that you do in the listing has to match the product you're selling. Make sure about that. I think we had a case study or example that I'll remember you mentioned once about the blankets. They look the same, but they're two different companies. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I knew with someone will be easily put it into that brand, even if it looks the same pattern, but actually it's a completely different product. But make sure about
we just found one product that is the same exact product, but when you go, it's clothing. When you go on the back of the stickers, and it says 38% polyester and 50% nylon. That was the only difference between the two products. One was 38% and the other one was like 59%. So it's not the same product, because if you have that information on the listing and you're able to find it, to spot that those differences, that changes. That might change the perception of the customer when they get the product and they thought it was 58%, and in this one it's only 38%, so they end up returning the products. So it's very good to double check and make sure that you see all of these models and all of that.
That's guys stuff that's gonna happen with experience. Trust me, it's not gonna happen for us because we were so good and vigilant from the beginning. It's actually because we sent a product and we knew it was the wrong one. So Nas says, should PPC be done continuously or just lowering price on product is good enough to get sales? No, you need to run PPC to get visibility, because once you get the product in private label, if you put the product on, create a new listing, you're not showing up. There's no sales history. There's nothing to say, hey, you're there. So what happened? You're going to be in page number 50 or 100 or whatever it is. So to be able to get the visibility that you need, you have to tell Mr. Amazon, hey, listen, I'm here. I would like to get visibility. I'll pay for it to be able to get to the main page. When you get to the main page, that's when you start getting sales and you start ranking slowly for it, moving from 50 page number 50 to 30, from 30 to 20 to 10, and eventually where you want to be at in the page number 1 for multiple keywords. And the PPC is going to be there all the time. The only thing, you're just going to be able to tweak it and make it better and better and better to be able to cost less, and the ACoS, which is average cost of sale, to be much lower, or actually the same thing as your break-even price. So, guys, I know we're out of time. I hope you guys really, really enjoyed this session that we had today. We covered a lot of things about retail, online arbitrage, how to get approved in restricted products. At the same time, we answered a lot of private label questions. Before we end, guys, if you really like what we said, what we actually teach, please subscribe, hit the like button, get the notification bell, and also leave a comment for anything you would like to have for next topic for next Wednesday. So any topic you have in mind, any question that you have, leave it, and we'll be able to cover it next week. Before I end it, Mr. Allen, do you have any question, brother, or anything you would like to share with us before we call the night?
Well, thank you everybody for watching and for following the channel, and we'll be here next Wednesday answering questions about arbitrage and private label, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, guys. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Take care.
Take care.